Before we start today's show, make sure you subscribe to us here on Golden State Warriors Today. 349 people away from 47,000 subscribers, and I'll tell you this, I told you that we'd be ramping up our coverage with the NBA trade deadline coming up next week. That's exactly what we're doing. We're giving you so much coverage and content all throughout the week, and that's what we're going to do as the season continues to progress. This is your one-stop shop for all of Dub Nation to stay in the know with all things Warriors. So lock us in and subscribe, and with that, let's start today's show. Hope all of Dub Nation is having a fantastic week. You're watching Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. And of course, on the docket for today's show, a lot of really interesting Warriors trade buzz out there, including a player that I think would be a perfect fit for Golden State because right now he is not an ideal fit for the Philadelphia 76ers. Could the Warriors trade for one of the best young defensive players in the NFL? That's what we're about to talk about. But first, how about this matchup? Warriors, Minnesota Timberwolves. Who you got? GSW for the Dubs, MIN for the T-Wolves. A good matchup here between two teams jockeying for playoff positioning in the Western Conference. Get those game predictions in right now. So that player that we're talking about, it's Matisse Thybulle. He's been on the block for a little while because he's kind of seen himself on the outside looking in of the Philadelphia 76ers playoff rotation. And according to reports, the Warriors have had internal discussions about a Thybulle trade. More on my thoughts on that and the player that he is. First, here's a report from Bleacher Report. The Golden State Warriors have had, quote, internal discussions about a potential trade for 76ers guard Matisse Thybulle, according to Keith Pompey of the Philadelphia Inquirer. It could provide a boost for the Warriors. They rank 16th in defensive efficiency, so far this season, and after winning the NBA title last year, Golden State entered Wednesday in 5th place in the Western Conference with the 26-24 record. The team is just 2.5 games away from 3rd, but also just 3 games ahead of the Lakers in 13th place. Adding Thybulle, who can defend multiple positions, would be a boost to the rotation and an upgrade over Moses Moody and Anthony Lamb. It would help put Golden State back on track toward title contention. And for Matisse Thybulle, we are talking about one of the best wing defenders in the sport. He's supposed to be a 3-and-D guy. He's mostly just D, though, because he can't really shoot the 3. But last year, in South Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center, a lot of you probably saw it. One of the best defensive performances individually, one-on-one, that we've ever seen from any player against Steph Curry. He was hounding him all throughout the night. He is a pest. He is aggressive. He's a pain. He's the one cat that you do not want to play up against in pickup, especially having him guard you because you know you're never going to get a clean look off. That's the type of dog and player that Matisse Thybulle is on the defensive end of the floor. So before we continue to take a look at him, give you our scouting evaluation of Thybulle, should the Warriors trade for him? Y for yes, N for no. Let us know down below in the comment section. Today's show is presented by Rocket Money. Don't waste your money. Optimize your finances and get rid of unnecessary subscriptions with Rocket Money today. Do you know how much you pay for your subscriptions and how much they really cost? Most Americans think they spend about $80 per month on them when the actual total cost closer to $200 plus. That's right. You could be wasting hundreds of dollars each month on subscriptions you don't even know about. This app, it's Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. It shows you all of your subscriptions in one place, cancels for you whatever you don't still want. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't know you were paying for. You may even find out you've been double charged for one, and to cancel it, all you have to do is press cancel. So get rid of those useless subscriptions with Rocket Money today. Head to rocketmoney.com/NBA now. We'll tell you more about them in the coming days and weeks, but we told you about them right now, and if you want to start saving your money right now, get signed up with Rocket Money. As for the trade for Matisse Thybulle, I think it makes a lot of sense for a couple of reasons. Golden State, as we showed you earlier, middle of the pack in the NBA in defensive efficiency. And Matisse Thybulle, a defensive stalwart. Offensively, the Warriors do have a lot of offensive players who can put the biscuit in the basket. They can shoot from the outside. So with Philadelphia right now, he's not getting a ton of minutes, not getting a ton of burn, because sometimes when he's on the floor, it's like playing 4 against 5. But sometimes when you have Steph Curry, that is not the case at all. The Warriors need defense, not shooting, and that's why I think that Thybulle is the perfect fit. Was a first-round pick out of Washington. He is a 2-time all-defensive player, both times making all defensive second team in the NBA. And the three-point number's not good, 33.3%. Field goal percentage, less than 44. But this is a guy who can steal the basketball. He can block shots. He can rebound it. He can run the floor. He's also a very good athlete. Liberty Ballers does a good job of covering the Philadelphia 76ers, and they have some good insight on this as well. Odds are the Warriors are seeking out a player to play the Gary Payton II role, and for good reason. He was a huge part of their title run, losing him in free agency hurt. We've seen Thybulle play a similar role in Philly last year as a cutter, where he managed to shoot 70.4% around the basket. As of right now, the Warriors have the 16th best defense, as we said. Not terrible, but certainly not where they want to be as a potential title contender. And I often say this a lot, right? Like, you win NBA championships oftentimes with wings. Steph Curry kind of the exception. Warriors have shooting. They need defense, and Thybulle is that guy who can guard a Jason Tatum. He can guard a LeBron James. He can guard a Kevin Durant. Some of these preeminent wings in the NBA, and you look at some of the shooters for the Warriors, they're loaded with them. I mean, shoot, they're letting the arrows fly, right? And find and twine from anywhere. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, as well as Andrew Wiggins. Now, what would a trade look like for Matisse Thybulle? You don't really have to give up all that much, and honestly, if it's the trade proposal that we're about to break down, I don't hate it for the Warriors side, and then I think Philadelphia might be inclined to make it. Keith Pompey, Philadelphia Inquirer with more. And even if they do attempt to trade Thybulle, the market might not bring enough in his place. At the moment, multiple league sources said Thybulle's lack of consistent production has lowered his trade value. Sources said at this time they wouldn't give up a first-round pick for him. You're not going to give up a first-round pick for a guy who really struggles to shoot the basketball. As for what the Warriors might give up, are you intrigued by this package here? Thybulle to the Warriors. Just go back and watch what he did against Steph Curry, and maybe that helps you come up with an answer here. The highlights are on YouTube, as is Warriors today. 76ers receive Donte DiVincenzo and a 2025 second-round pick. DiVincenzo's been solid. I thought that he was going to reap more benefits for this Warriors team, but honestly, I think he could help out Philadelphia. He went to Villanova in the Philadelphia area, not a Philadelphia school. Matisse Thybulle to the Golden State Warriors. So would you make this trade? T for trade, P for pass. Want you to let us know down below in the comment section. With the NBA trade deadline coming up, going to be very interesting to see what exactly the Warriors do on this front. And that's why you got to subscribe. The Warriors could be active. They could be wheeling and dealing, looking to improve this basketball team. And if they do improve this basketball team, we'll certainly let you know. As for tonight's matchup, good game against the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight, February 1st. It's two teams, like I said, jockeying for playoff positioning. Warriors are 26-24, and guess who's right behind them? Well, ahead of them in the win column. It's the Minnesota Timberwolves, 27-26. So the Dubs, 2 games above 500. The Timberwolves, 1 game above 500. It's one of those games at the end of the year. Could be important for tie-breaking scenarios. So who you got? We'll ask you this once again. Warriors, T-Wolves, let us know. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to lock us in, because we're going to continue to break it all down and give you great coverage.